Hello, my name is Dave Glover. Today I'd like to walk you through configuring users, setting role-based access, and configuring Active Directory authentication within Netwitness. When I first create user accounts, I have options on how I want to authenticate those users. Do I want to use the authentication database within Netwitness, or would I like to use PAM or Active Directory? The choice is really what works for your use cases in your business. In this session, we'll walk through creating users that authenticate locally, and then we'll also set up an Active Directory link and authenticate users that way. Let's start by getting logged into the system. Once logged in, you're probably put into a dashboard, maybe one that you use all the time. Where we want to focus first is going up here to the Admin tab. Once an admin, we want to click on Security. This is where the users within the system are listed, as well as their authentication type. Let's go ahead and create a very simple user account. We'll go ahead here and click on the red plus. We're now put into the Add User dialog box. Let's go ahead and create a user account for a user called Mary. Once we've gone ahead and added in the username, email, passwords, and the full name, you have an option here on Force Password Change on next login. You can either check or uncheck that. The next thing we want to do is we want to assign a role. If we go ahead and click on the red plus, we'll be prompted with the roles that are defined within the system. These are a combination of out-of-the-box roles as well as any roles that your organization may have added. In our case, we're just going to go ahead and pick a simple analyst role for Mary. So we'll click Add. At this point, if I want to, I can go ahead and click Save, and once Mary logs in, she'll have the analyst role and have access to everything within the system that the analyst role has. However, we'd like to limit Mary's access to just Windows devices. The core query prefix follows the same language as does investigator. What we would like to do is type in device.type equals Windows. Likewise, if you'd like to give her access to a Palo Alto firewall, we could just extend this query prefix by adding in the Palo Alto Networks firewall device type. You could extend this also by adding in specific usernames or specific functions and groups and so forth. Anything that you can put into Investigator, you can limit here as role-based access. So let's go ahead and click Save. That's about it for creating a simple user and also assigning them a role within the system and also limiting their access. What if we wanted to authenticate based upon an Active Directory group? What we would do there is we go over here to Settings, scroll down to the bottom to our Active Directory configuration. Now I have a domain sitting here, and that domain name in my case is dsnetworking.com. The host, in my case, I'm just going to uncheck SSL. I would like to stay with the user principal name. I'm going to add in a username to authenticate against Active Directory. So in my case, I'm just going to use administrator. Put in the password and then click Save. A next good step here is to actually test the configurations. So we'll go here, check this, and then click the test. And we want to look for is we want to look for test connection successful. Once we've done this, we need to go into the external group mapping. This is where we're going to use a specific global security group within Active Directory to assign to users that have the ability to log into the Netwitness console. So we want to go ahead here and click on the red plus. We see that the domain is already filled out. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead here and click on search. In my case, I know that my groups start with Netwitness. Click on the search, and we see the Netwitness group. Click OK. When a user from that Active Directory group logs in, what roles do they have? So we'll go ahead here and we can click on administrator or analyst, the same as we did before, or any of the other groups. In my case, to make things simple, I'm just going to click administrator. I'm going to click add and save. At this point, any user in the Netwitness Active Directory group has the ability to log into Netwitness. Once they log in, they're going to be assigned the administrator group. There is no need to add them here into the user group. They'll automatically be added in as they log in. However, let's say, for example, you wanted to add a user from Active Directory that wasn't specifically in that group. Follow the same things, click on the red plus, but what we want to do is we want to check on Active Directory. In that case, we'll go ahead and select the domain. We'll fill out the username as we did before, the email, full name. Here you have, again, the option to put in a core query prefix filter for role-based access. You'll do that, click Save, and then what you'll see is that that user, even though they're not in that group, in my case, the Netwitness global group in Active Directory, but they'll be able to log in and gain access to the system. Hope that was helpful. Thank you very much.